Sam, hi. Don't you look lovely?
You wanted to see me?
I did.
Really? Why?
Yeah.
I invited you for one simple reason, because you're family.
Danny's a little too young to chat.
Well, he's certainly darling to look at. Tea? There's, scones with clotted cream and cucumber sandwiches, and of course, pickle lila.
Pickle Lila.
Yes, my mother's relish. It goes with everything.
I'm not really hungry.
Okay, well, maybe later. Maybe I should give the baby his present. I have someone who wants to meet you. Do you want to meet him? His name is Mr. Bear.
Hey, Tracy, why don't you forget
Bill
about
the Bear.
bears and clotted cream and tell me why are you doing this?
You have to ask? Because we're family.
What do you really want?
I'll tell you why. She wants your 18% of ELQ.
I thought I made myself perfectly clear you're not invited.
You know, I almost feel bad for Tracy. I mean, all those years as CEO of ELQ, and the only thing grandfather left her was this little jar of relish.
I am perfectly happy with my inheritance.
Yeah, but she would have been a lot happier with shares of ELQ. You see, Tracy's smart. She knows that between Jason's shares and Danny's shares, you now control 18%.
Wait, what about the other shares that Jason already controlled? I think the ones that he inherited from Alan and Lila and Emily.
Not that I wanted to discuss business today.
What are you talking about? That's exactly why you invited her to this little party.
Daddy had controlling interest in ELQ, but the company charter was made up so that all the other shares are subordinate to his.
So the other stock doesn't count?
Well, it collects dividends. It's actually very valuable. But only the shares that are controlled by his direct heirs are the ones that have a say on the board.
No one else?
Theoretically, if the board was deadlocked and there was a perfect tie, then the other shares would get voted.
Now, do we know who controls those shares? I mean, apart from Sam on behalf of Jason?
Don't get too excited, Junior. Daddy managed to reacquire all of the shares that left the family to other businesses and ex-wives. And in fact, he was in control of all of it at his passing.
Which would explain Tracy's sudden burst of hospitality. See, if she gets enough shareholders behind her, then she doesn't have to worry about getting booted as CEO of ELQ.
Booted? I've done an excellent job. Who would want to oust me from my position?
I don't know, probably about 41%.
I can think of 41%. Who wouldn't?
Well, looky. You've been doing some math.
And you have too. Plotting behind my back with Sky, were you?
So the way I see it, my 18% could swing the vote either way.
We have made significant increases in a bad economy. A change in leadership would only cause uncertainty. The stock value could go down. That's something that you should be concerned about, considering that you and baby Daniel are significant shareholders.
Or you could just forget about the stock altogether. And you could remember how Tracy treated you and Jason. And hey, listen, you gotta admit, firing Tracy would be some really great payback. I mean, I think it would be. It's just me.
Why do you care what happens to ELQ? You're spending the rest of your life in prison.
Maybe. But he does have a good point.
You know, you're not serious.
Does that mean you'll vote against Tracy?
You wouldn't.
Wouldn't I?
Samantha, don't be hasty. ELQ is the Quartermain legacy.
You never thought I was good enough to be a Quartermain, and Jason didn't want to be one.
Jason wanted nothing to do with the family's infighting. And I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want it for you or Danny either.
Don't let your emotions be manipulated by my felonious nephew. Anyone who has ever trusted AJ has lived to regret it.
Nice work.
Yeah, well, Tracy was pretty awful to me back in the day. Any opportunity I have to torture her, I'll take it, but I think that was probably all it was.
Meaning what?
Well, it's just, I don't want to have anything to do with ELQ. And to be quite honest, I've heard that she's been doing a pretty good job.
Meaning you wouldn't vote against her?
I think you have to answer Tracy's question first. I mean, why do you care? What's in it for you?
Look, she can talk all she wants about the company thriving, all right? I happen to know some of the things that Tracy's been doing, and they are not all on the up and up.
Okay, what's the big deal? probably doesn't compare to anything you've done.
Okay, fair enough. I am clearly not in a position to judge anybody, but...
You know what? I've probably got to get home. Can you tell Tracy thanks for nothing? Thank you.
Hey, Sam, you know, Tracy did go to all the trouble to get this food. I mean, somebody ought to eat it. What do you say?
Well, Danny is down for the count. Yeah, I guess I could stay for a few minutes.
Good. I'm glad. So, how you doing?
How you doing?
I don't know. House is quiet without grandfather.
I can imagine. Thank you for calling me. I mean, I'm really happy that Danny got to meet his great-grandfather.
I wish I would have had a chance to say goodbye to him.
I know Edward would have loved that.
Yeah, I think that's why I care so much about Yo Q. It's just a chance for me to make him proud. I know that you've got no reason to believe anything that I say, but I really want to get it right this time.
I believe you.
Ellen?
Thanks for the tea.
Anytime. Not going anywhere. Yeah.
Excuse me. Stop by anytime.
What?
Thanks for the tea. You were working Sam, weren't you?
Tracy, I have no idea what you're talking about.
You plied her with my scones, my sandwiches. Admit it, you want that 18% just as badly as I do.
No, why would that even matter? I'm going to be spending the rest of my life in prison, remember? So you, Auntie, have nothing to worry about.
I'm sorry.
What?
I don't know. Yelling at you like a lunatic, telling you that you weren't some kind of a stand-in for Danny.
Forget about it, Sam. I have. You know, in a way, you were right. I need to pull myself together. I need to get my son back, and I took your advice. I got myself a job and worked for the PCPD.
Wow. I think that's great.
Yeah, as of about half an hour ago, I'm officially on the job. I'm gonna find out who shot Jason.